Coming up this morning on Daily Iowan TV, we tell you about an important vote happening today that could affect a majority of UI students.
And later, a new home. We show you how dogs affected by Hurricane Harvey are adjusting to their new lives here in Iowa City and what you can do to help them.
We have three things we need. One is we need adopters. Two, we need skilled dog volunteers. And three, I would say anything that provides enrichment to a dog's life.
We have the name of your Big Ten Co-Offensive Player of the Week.
And I took a trip to Hogwarts, well, kind of, and learned what it took to be a member of the Iowa Quidditch team.
Will we be seeing storms in Iowa City this week? I'll tell you more in weather.
All that and more is coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to this live Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Noah Gowdy.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Today, the controversial school bond vote is taking place here in Iowa City. Our very own Cole Johnson is here in the studio to explain more. Cole?
Thanks, guys. The Iowa City community will decide the fate of the school bond vote later today. This bond is over $190 million to help fund the Iowa City Schools Facilities Master Plan. The plan is designed to evenly disperse and update space throughout all district buildings, some which haven't been updated in over 50 years. This plan will help with the continuing growth of the Iowa City schools. It will take over 25 years to pay off the bond, which will be paid through a hike in property taxes. Students who rent in Iowa City area will be affected by this as their rent could skyrocket close to $200. People in the community are leaning both ways on the issue, organizing grassroots campaigns around the bond. Those on the yes side of the community are community members and those working directly with the schools. Those that vote no side worry that the proposed cost of the bond is not accurate. No matter what side you're on, community leaders urge concerned citizens to get out and vote today. Stick with the Daily Iowan as this story unfolds later in the week and check out Kit Fitzgerald's full story on dailyiowan.com. Becca and Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Cole. On Monday morning, the Iowa City Fire Department responded to a fire on the 1000 block of Cross Park Avenue. Firefighters saw smoke coming from a second-floor apartment and spent almost an hour putting it out. Damages from the fire are estimated to be nearly $25,000. There were no reported injuries, and the fire is still under investigation.
Students living in Mayflower Residence Hall or on the west side of campus are now going to have a new bus route on the weekends. That's thanks to the efforts of the University of Iowa student government.
The original issue was that Mayflower residents weren't getting to Burge, so we could have just added a Mayflower shuttle, but we realized we had the opportunity to address a more holistic concern that West Side residents didn't also have access to the east side of campus, so we decided to add an interdorm route.
Student government decided the interdorm route would begin at 8:30 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday, with the route staying open through its normal running hours.
Both the Bionic bus and the new interdorm route started in the recent weeks, with students and community members taking advantage of the new options. According to the National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Irma has officially been downgraded to a tropical depression, with top winds hitting 35 miles per hour. While the southeastern United States are experiencing a lighter, much more tame version of this storm, the state of Florida is starting its cleanup efforts. Major flooding and storm surges are the main issues for cities like Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Tampa. The roads are also being flooded with cars as thousands are making their way back to their homes and assessing the damages. Major theme parks resorts in the Orlando area, such as SeaWorld and Disney, are gearing up to open their gates after being closed for most of the week.
Financial analysts say that Walt Disney World lost over $90 million in revenue after being closed just 2 days due to Hurricane Irma. And Noah, I'm really hoping we're not going to see any major storms in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and this weekend here in Iowa, it was a pretty nice weekend for us, so I'm wondering what's going to be looking like for us here in Iowa City. Let's toss it over to Kaylin over in the weather studio to find out more.
Thanks, guys. Extreme weather has been devastating other parts of the country, but here in Iowa City, things look much calmer. It's around 58 degrees right now, and we're looking at a partly cloudy day with a high of 83. Moving into tonight, we'll see clear skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. Meanwhile, tomorrow should be a sunny day with a high of 82. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. For Thursday, we'll see more sun and a high of 86. On Friday, temperatures could rise all the way up to 91 with partly cloudy skies. For game day Saturday, it should be mostly sunny with a high of 89. Things will cool off on Sunday with a high of 79 and a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms. So while we could see some rain Sunday, we're looking at another fairly calm, warm week in Iowa City. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kaylin. 11 days ago, the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center welcomed in several dogs from the Texas area.
Now the center itself needs support. Daily Iowan TV reporter Christopher Cervantes tells us more.
2 weeks ago, the ICAC took in 8 dogs rescued from the Houston area in response to destruction caused by Hurricane Harvey. Since then, Supervisor Liz Ford and her staff have been working around the clock to ensure that the dogs and their other animals are properly taken care of. Work made easier by the influx of volunteers and donations.
We put a wish list out each day for needs to take care of an additional, dog volume that we weren't really used to here.
Currently, 2 out of the 8 dogs have been adopted. Even with this, though, current climate conflicts are still adding stress to the center. The sad fact is, after the rescue down in Texas, this Iowa City Animal Center is now full.
We don't have the opportunity right now. If someone asked us to take more dogs in, we don't have any open kennels. We can't.
With fires in the west and a series of hurricanes ravaging the south, the staff and volunteers would love nothing more than to help as much as they can. As it currently stands, that includes reminding the people of Iowa City what to do if they themselves are in a disaster situation.
You really need to make a plan. You need to make a plan for yourself to get out and be safe, and for your pets to get out and be safe so that they can stay with you, so they don't end up in a shelter.
For more information on what you can do for your pet in a disaster situation, visit the ICAC website. Reporting from the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center, this is Christopher Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, Noah, I'm pretty excited to hear about Iowa's Quidditch team.
Yeah, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so this is going to be a pretty cool story, I think. Let's toss it over to Bo and Lucy in the sports studio to find out more.
That's right, I caught up with some of the wizards and witches on the team. We'll have more on that later. First, one Hawkeye was named Big Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, that's correct. So let's get to football. University of Iowa sophomore quarterback Nate Stanley was named Big Ten Conference Co-Offensive Player of the Week following Iowa's 44-41 overtime victory at Iowa State Saturday. In addition to the Big Ten honor, Stanley is one of 8 quarterbacks in the nation to be named a Manning Award Star of the Week.
The 6'5", 235-pound quarterback completed 2 of 3 passes for 15 yards in the overtime period, including a game-winning touchdown after Iowa State scored a field goal on its overtime possession.
The field hockey team hosted New Hampshire this weekend in a Friday-Sunday doubleheader. Jacob Sinstead has more.
After having their win streak cut short by New Hampshire, the Hawkeyes are looking forward to their chance at revenge right here for Game 2 at Grant Field. In Game 2 between these teams, New Hampshire spared no time getting out with aggressive play style and scoring their first goal.
New Hampshire is a very good team. They tackle hard, and so we knew to expect that coming into the game. So yeah, there was some griping at the umpires, but we told the team not to be the focus. You just go ahead and you play.
The team worked on their communication after the loss to New Hampshire, and in turn, it got them a win yesterday.
Oh, definitely. I feel like the connections were all there. We were all getting our passes to one another. We were playing it with good ball pace as well, which is something that you always want to play with. So yeah, I think our connection definitely has improved.
The Hawkeyes had plenty of chances to score with corners and penalties, and they made the most of it.
The strikers all definitely wanted to score a goal, but then we've got a lot of short corners as well. I think we converted every single short corner, which was really good. Birchie was absolutely amazing on the short corner.
With strong performances by both Katie Birch and Maddie Murphy, the Hawkeyes had no problem beating New Hampshire 6-1 today. Reporting from Grant Field, I'm Jacob Senstead, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The team will kick off their conference play traveling east to take on the Nittany Lions of Penn State this Friday.
Will Silverstein has a report about a freshman diver who is making waves in Iowa City and Ecuador.
Star freshman diver Jonathan Postiga Velez is fitting in well with his new teammates in and out of the pool.
Yeah, I've met a lot of friends basically here in the diving pool. All the team members, they are they're awesome. They're great persons. They are so friendly, and they've always treated me, at least till this moment, like a member of a family. So I feel pretty good here.
Diving coach Todd Weichel has been impressed by his young freshman's performance.
Been great, and when he came in here, I wasn't quite certain what he was going to be able to do, being from Ecuador. So I did see some video from him, and I had a pretty good idea. And when he came in, I was pleasantly surprised. I think his skill work, outmatched what his video that he sent me from Ecuador. So that was nice, and so I see big things out of him. I think the sky's the limit.
The limit for Velez? How about the Olympics?
My goal is to compete in the most important competitions events here, which are, I guess, the Big Tens and the NCAA, to have a good performance, maybe to get into the finals, and then personally to keep getting better so that I can get prepared for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which is my greatest goal.
Now, Bo, I hear you're feeling a little extra magical this morning.
That's right. I caught up with the brand new UI Quidditch Club, and to be honest, it was a pretty good time. Let's take a look.
The Iowa University of Witchcraft and Wizardry went brooms up this semester with its new Quidditch Club team.
I came to campus, I saw these shirts in the bookstore, and I was like, whoa, that's really cool. I kind of heard a little bit about it before, and I was like, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, that'd be neat. If you don't find a club that you like, start your own.
And the team even let me get in on some of their fun. But first, they put me through a little bit of training.
There are 4 positions, keeper, chaser, beater, and seeker. You use the quaffle, the volleyball, to try to score. And only the chasers and the keepers are able to play with that ball. The dodgeballs are bludgers, and the beaters use those to get people out and prevent them from scoring. The snitch is actually a person, usually dressed in all yellow. They have a sock with a tennis ball in it attached to the back of their pants, and the seeker catches, they pull it off, and that wins that team 30 points and ends the game.
What are we doing here? What's the drill?
So the people, we're lined up as chasers, those are kind of like forwards. We're trying to score with the ball. And then we've got beaters who are trying to hit us, so we're trying to practice dodging the beaters.
And how do you think that's going to go?
Pretty bad.
Turns out she was right. It took a little bit to get the hang of things, but once I did, it was a lot of fun, minus the dodgeballs. Team members come from all walks of life and are always welcoming to new teammates.
It's such a great atmosphere. I mean, you have athletes and you have the nerdy people, so it's a mixture of both, and everybody's just playing, and it's really fun. You're kind of silly having a broom, but it's a serious sport and it's fun.
What's your favorite part about the game?
Beating people, but we haven't exactly gotten into tackling yet, and I think that'll be fun.
Colleges from all over the country have Quidditch teams, including all but 2 Big Ten schools. The Quidditch season epitomizes with the USQ's World Cup, usually taking place in the spring. And while these guys might be ready, I have a long way to go. In Iowa City, Bo Bowman, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
So, Bo, are you going to transfer to Hogwarts next semester?
They did offer me a scholarship, and I got sorted into Gryffindor, actually, but I think I'm going to stay here in Iowa City.
All right, well, tune in tomorrow's show as Mary-Kate Harrigan will have your updates from today's press conference with Coach Ferentz.
And tune in tonight at 5 p.m. to episode 3 of Top 10 Plays of the Week, hosted by myself and Olivia Corbett. Guys, back to you.
And that wraps up this edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Visit us at dailyiowan.com and pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan. I'm Noah Gowdy.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Thank you for watching and have a great day, Iowa City.